Hey, good morning. We welcome you back to Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie. We'll start a little before 10 a.m. this morning as we move to Class 2A, our first semifinal of the day. 4 games to go today in Class 1A and 2A, and this is a semifinal between the Westwood Christian Warriors out of Miami with a record of 18-5, and the Canterbury Crusaders from St. Petersburg, who are 18-11. Along with Mark Schambeck, I'm Marty Plowman, welcoming you back to the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals from Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie, and here's the starting lineup. For the visitors, the Westwood Christian Warriors, leading off and playing center field is number 20, Robert Hernandez. Batting second at shortstop, number 2, Giancarlos Cardenas. Hitting third, the second baseman is number 10, Jose Suarez. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 4, Anthony Pena. Hitting fifth in left field is number 9, Alex Hernandez. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 6, Josh Cedeno. Hitting seventh at first base, number 15, Claudio Rivera. Batting eighth in right field, number 7, Lazaro Martinez. And hitting ninth, the designated hitter is number 11, Nestor Lorenzo. Danny Garcia, University of Miami commitment, will be on the mound for Westwood Christian. And they will face the Canterbury right-hander, Jake Holsinger.
Well, Marty, feels like Groundhog Day. This is our third day working through the schedule. We've done 7A and 8A, done 5A and 6A, and today's games will be starting with our 2A Classic, Canterbury and...
Now here's the defense for the Canterbury Crusaders. At first base, Harrison Hall. The second baseman is David Rodica. The shortstop is Rich McClure. Stephen Valentine at third base. In the outfield, Brent O'Neill in left. Deshaun Thomas at center. John Tunstall in right field. Dalton Hughes behind the plate. And Jake Holsinger, the right-hander, on the mound. A record of 7-1. 78 2/3 innings pitched. Has allowed 72 hits and 21 earned runs. 15 walks, 65 strikeouts, a 1.87 ERA. Yes, Mark, you were correct. We're moving on to 2A. We'll have a 2A semifinal now. Then we'll move to 1A at 1 o'clock as Union County would take on Hilliard. At 4 o'clock, it'll be another 1A semifinal between Panama City Bozeman and their opponent today is Holmes County. And then tonight back to 2A at 7 o'clock. All Saints out of Winter Haven takes on Deltona Trinity Christian. We're underway. Here's Robert Hernandez, the center fielder, taking the first pitch for a strike, and it's 0-1. Louis Padron, the head coach at Westwood Christian in his third year, 35 wins and 21 losses, graduate of Coral Park High School in Miami. And it's bunted foul down the third baseline. It's 0-2. And 8-3 in his first season, 8-13 last year, and 16-5 coming in this year, 18-5 now with the wins in the regional tournament, which were 12-0 over Island Christian, 15-5 over Miami Christian, 10-0 over Sheridan Hills Christian to win Region 4. This is the first FHSAA Finals appearance for Westwood Christian out of Miami.
Now, doing the eyeball check on these two teams, looks like Canterbury has the larger athletes, a few guys in the 6'2", 6'3 size. The typical 2A school are schools in the 200 to 250 population. So the male population of those schools is just a little over 100, 125.
That is up and in for a ball 1-2 now. Well, you'd think that, and yet looking at these hitting totals, Westwood Christian can hit the ball. 394 team average, 190 runs, 177 RBIs. They've hit 28 home runs as a team as Hernandez hits it foul off to the right out of play. Roberto Hernandez, who is actually Roberto Hernandez. I said Robert. This is Roberto Hernandez leading off.
Well, schools with a great tradition for baseball will draw the better athletes from the area in their younger age classes.
1-2 is a little bit inside. It's 2-2. For Canterbury, the Crusaders also making their first appearance in the state semifinals, 18-11. Dave Smith, who was the coach for a couple years earlier in the 2000s, the athletic director at Canterbury, returned to coach the team on March 26th with Jared Lewis, the head coach. Had to leave because his wife was pregnant. Hit into center field and, dropped out there by the center fielder, Deshaun Thomas, who made a nice run to come up with it, it looked like, in left center, but he drops the ball, and into second goes Hernandez.
Marty, he did more than just drop it. He actually lost it in the sun. The angle of that, where he was taken off to the gap, as he looked up at the end, he lost it in the sun, and that's why you saw it go off his glove.
So to second is Hernandez, nobody out, and that brings up Gene Cardenas, the center fielder.
Interesting, still gave him an error out there, although sometimes the Sunfield, they might correct that over time and give him a double on that.
Oh, I think the reason was the ball hit him in the glove, but you're right, that sun early in the day, it's just turning 10 a.m. is a problem throughout the field here at Digital Domain Park.
Unlike a ball you're camped under that you have an opportunity to shade that sun with your glove, he was on a full run, stretched out with his glove until the last moment. So we'll see how it goes. Nice effort anyway.
1-1 to Cardenas, who has signed with Barry University. According to his coach, Louis Padron, could be drafted anywhere between the 8th and 20th round, so he may choose to go the Major League route in the upcoming draft. And misses the bunt. It's 1-2 as a very good shortstop, fast runner.
Yep. Squared late, looked like he was trying to bunt for a base hit right there. Of course, the dual purpose was moving the runner to third as well.
.467, 3 home runs, 31 RBIs, 35 hits, and 28 runs. Scored 11 doubles to lead this Westwood Christian team. The 1-2, this is low, 2-2. Canterbury Christian in the regional tournament defeated First Baptist 15-2, Sarasota Christian 5-1, and Community Christian 5-3. They had to go on the road after losing a Sarasota Christian in the district tournament 7-4. They went to Naples, to Sarasota, and then to Stewart, winning those 3 games on the road. This is for ball 3, 3, and 2. Dave Smith referring to his team as Road Warriors, as they have proven to get here to Port St. Lucie.
Well, Marty, we were talking about earlier before the game, the little bump in the road in the middle of their schedule. They lost 5 straight one-run games, 6 games overall in a row before putting things back together.
Hit to second. Play is made there by the second baseman David Roddick in time to get Cardenas 4-3, move to third as Hernandez with 1 out. And we looked at the schedule. That coincided with the coaching change. Dave Smith took over on March 26th. The team lost 6 in a row, but 5 of those were by 1 run. And then since then, they've gone 8-1 to make this trip to Port St. Lucie. Here's Jose Suarez, the second baseman for the Warriors. So 2 teams making their first FHSAA Finals appearance this morning. There's a strike, 0-1. Suarez, .419, 4 home runs, 28 RBIs.
Infield back, conceding the run on the ground ball with 1 out.
Hernandez at third. He reached on the 2-base error by the center fielder, Deshaun Thomas. Popped foul off to the right out of play, and it's 0-2.
Looking at the ERAs of these 2 teams, pitching staffs, this could be a slugfest, Mark.
2.85 for Westwood. And Canterbury at 2.46. Although Holsinger at 1.87, easily the best ERA on the team. Chopped up the middle. This will get the run home as the throw across is in time. Nice scoop at first base by Harrison Hall. The throw is in time by Rich McClure, but Suarez is out. An RBI for Suarez as Hernandez scores. It's 1-0 Westwood Christian. So that run will be unearned after the 2-base error. With 2 outs, here's Anthony Peñas, the third baseman.
I hate to belabor that error call, but I still think that should be under review. I hate to penalize a guy for making such a good run all the way to the gap and draw an error on that play. But I'm not arguing with you, Marty. I'm arguing with the official score.
Well, that's the official arbiter. That's the official score.
Well, they have 24 hours to review any of their own, calls here, so it's not likely it'll be overturned. But
1-1 the count to Anthony Peñas, the third baseman. Either way, it is a run for the Warriors, and they lead at 1-0. The 1-1. This is outside, 2-1.
I'm sure Mr. and Mrs. Thomas, Deshaun's parents, appreciate that my sentiment.
There's a line drive into left field. Base hit for Peñas as he gets a 2-out single. First hit of the game for the Warriors, who already have a 1-0 lead, and Peñas at first base. Westwood Christian in the postseason, 2 district games, 3 regional games, has scored 67 runs. They've outscored their opponents 67-8. They've had double figures in every game. The most was 20 in the district semifinals against Princeton Christian.
Sounds like a romp to the semifinals here in St. Lucie, Port St. Lucie.
Alex Hernandez, the left fielder, 473. A lot of high 400 averages. 9 home runs, which leads the team, 29 RBIs for Hernandez. He is undecided as a senior where to play. Peñas, who just got that hit, a junior, is committed to Campbell University in North Carolina. A lot of these guys looking on where to play baseball the next level. Hernandez is undecided. The left fielder, a senior for Westwood. 1-0 is in a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-1.
Jake Holsinger trying to limit the damage, get his boys back up to the plate and do some scoring of their own. And he has a runner on first with 2 outs.
1-1 on the way. It's popped up on the infield. This should be playable. And first baseman gives way to the second baseman as Rodica makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning. Hernandez pops up to the second baseman. But a run in the first for Westwood Christian. 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. We now go to the bottom of the first. Westwood Christian 1. And Canterbury coming to bat here on the FHSAA Network. Back to Port St. Lucie for this 2A semifinal in just a moment.
Network Channel 47 and HD Channel 1147. Also, check out the baseball page on FHSAA.org for a list of championship game replays.
Lead at the bottom of the first, left-hander Danny Garcia for Westwood Christian facing the Canterbury Crusaders lineup for the first time as Westwood got a run on the top of the first. They lead at 1-0. Here is the starting lineup for the Canterbury Crusaders out of St. Petersburg. Leading off is the pitcher, number 4, Jake Holsinger. Batting second, the shortstop, number 7, Rich McClure. Hitting third, the center fielder is number 23, Deshaun Thomas. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 27, Harrison Hall. Catching and batting fifth, number 21, Dalton Hughes. Hitting sixth at second base is David Rodica. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 2, Brent O'Neill. Hitting eighth, the DH, number 22, David Siegel. And batting ninth, the right fielder is number 5, John Tunstall. Danny Garcia 7-3, and we'll see the defensive alignment for Westwood Christian. Claudio Rivera at first, Jose Suarez at second, John Carlos Cardenas at short, Anthony Pena at third, and the outfield, Alex Hernandez at left, Roberto Hernandez in center, Lazaro Martinez in right, Josh Cedeno behind the plate, Danny Garcia is on the mound. First pitch to Holsinger, his opposing pitcher, in for a strike 0-1. Garcia 7-3. This is his 13th start, 58 1/3 innings pitched. Allowed 22 earned runs, 80 strikeouts, a 2.64 ERA. And up the middle, hits second base and goes into center field for a base hit for Holsinger. Garcia committed to the University of Miami. 5 pitches, fastball, slider, curve, change it a 2-seam, throws 86 to 90 miles an hour according to Coach Padron, but Holsinger with a leadoff single.
Holsinger, the starting pitcher, taking things into his own hands to try to get that run back.
Here is Richie McClure. See if he bunts here as third base comes in for Westwood. Peñas in for a strike, 0-1.
Interesting how the higher classification teams had quite a bit of bunting going on here in the early innings. Looks like they're going to swing away, try to earn their runs the old-fashioned way. There was a square.
And instead to throw to first.
Perhaps was taking a strike, see if he was going to put the steal on.
McClure at 378, a home run, 19 RBIs. Canterbury as a team hits 344. 206 runs, 160 RBIs, and 6 home runs on the season. Pitch misses up high. It's 1-1.
McClure pulls back.
Actually,
even count now, 1-1.
Actually, have outscored Westwood Christian on the season, but Not as many home runs. That's one where there the Warriors have them. 1-1 the count with a runner at first, nobody out. Canterbury down 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning of this 2A semifinal. McClure does bunt it, and he fouls it back to the screen, and it's now 1-2.
Well, outfield playing shallow in center, shallow in right, average depth in left. Middle infield looking to play 2.
4:10 to straightaway center, 3:38 down the lines and left and right field here at Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie. Big ballpark for really any team. Again, the throw to first, and Holsinger is back in, standing up. Holsinger is a preferred walk-on. He's going to Florida Tech. A 3-sport star, Holsinger football, basketball, baseball. It misses outside 2-2. Coach Smith telling me the FHSAA Scholar Athlete of the Year is Jake Holsinger. McClure, a preferred walk-on to Nova Southeastern University down in Broward County. 2-2 is fouled off. At the plate, it remains 2-2. I haven't seen a lot of teams with a lot of seniors, but Canterbury's got some seniors in their lineup. I count 5. Pretty senior experienced team. Another 2-2 on the way from Danny Garcia. Just popped up, that'll get out of play off to the right. It remains 2-2.
Something that sticks out, I'm anxious to see 8th grader David Siegel, a 6-foot 8th grader, bat in the DH role in the 8-hole later in this inning.
That is the opposite of the senior experience for Canterbury. And there is strike 3. Garcia gets his first strikeout. McClure takes strike 3, 1 out, as Holsinger stays at first.
If our graphic that was up earlier, I thought I saw 7 seniors in the starting lineup hitting, just the 8th grader and 1 junior.
Actually, let's see, Holsinger, McClure, Tunstall, Hughes, Hall.
Deshaun Thomas up now looking to make amends for that ball that dropped in center field.
You're right, 7 seniors and an 8th grader as well. Thomas swing and a miss.
Fooled him with the off-speed pitch there.
Deshaun Thomas, 420, 2 home runs, 25 RBIs.
Thomas, a svelte athlete. Also a 3-sport star there.
Also a 3-sport star, football, basketball, baseball, and used to be the catcher. And according to Coach Smith, San Diego Padres have been looking at him, maybe as a mid-round draft pick. No commitment yet to a college. 1-1 the count. Interesting seeing him as a catcher. He's about 6'2". 1-1 the count, runner at first, 1 out, and that is up and in, 2-1. So 1-0 our score. Westwood Christian gets on the board in the first, as Roberto Hernandez led off with a ball that was dropped in center field by Thomas, and then later came home to score on the ground out by Suarez. This is low. Now it's 3-1 with Harrison Hall, the first baseman, on deck.
Deshaun Thomas has also logged some innings as a pitcher, 21 innings. Only 3 pitchers logging innings showing for Canterbury in the program.
3-1 swing and a miss. Good fastball on the outside corner. Out full.
Got him to chase something out of the zone in a 3-1. He was sitting dead red on that fastball, but he chased something out of the zone.
So full now, 3-2.
See if they put the runner Holsinger in motion here.
Lefty-righty matchup. Garcia instead to first. He had him leaning. Ooh, just back under the tag. Was
throw was a little high.
Yeah.
Took a while for the first baseman to bring the glove down to the tag. Just snuck under it with a hand.
You were right. They looked like they may have had Holsinger on the move, and I think Dave Smith.
He's arguing a balk call.
Yeah, it's an interesting move. Garcia, left-hander. Left-handers always have that move. You know, it's much quicker to first, much closer to first base.
Well, there's an age-old saying that if his toe is in the air and you can see his bottom of his spikes, that left-handed pitcher is usually going home. They try to usually keep the toe down. And
all right, a 3-2 is on the way to Thomas, and it's called strike 3 on the inside corner. Thomas thought it was ball 4, but instead it's strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Danny Garcia, 2 outs. The runner still at first base.
He certainly got the benefit of the doubt on the inside corner there.
So 2 outs. Here's Harrison Hall, the first baseman. Holsinger still at first. Harrison Hall, 440, leading. Actually, yeah, he is leading this team in average. 2 home runs, 26 RBIs, 37 hits, 20 runs scored, a left-hander. First pitch in for a strike from Garcia, gets ahead 0-1.
Well, Holsinger still sitting at first base, hasn't moved the last 2 batters.
Harrison Hall's father is the headmaster of the school, Canterbury School. Misses for a ball down to second, goes Holsinger, and he almost slid over second again.
And right on cue.
There's a stolen base. This time he does go, gets to second with 2 outs. The count is 0-2 now to Hall.
Well, Hall now an opportunity to tie the score with a clutch 2-out base hit.
But he is behind 0-2. Garcia, after lining the leadoff single, Holsinger struck out the last 2 hitters. I'll see if he can make it 3 in a row here as Dave Smith comes running in.
A little incredulous that that pitch was called a strike, I think.
Actually, no, the count is 1-1. So my apologies.
The scoreboard misled us.
Okay.
Not your fault, Marty. All attention was on the throw down to second base.
I thought it was called a ball as well when I saw it, but we had it right here. 1-1 the count. Good job, guys. The 1-1 is chopped up the middle, but
good wheels,
tough hop
tricky
for the shortstop,
hop,
and a
throws
bad
it
throw
away.
all the way to the backstop. A run will score. They won't make a throw to second, interestingly enough, as Hall will go all the way to second base. Holsinger scores to tie it up 1-1, and the play up the middle that time by the shortstop Cardenas made a good play, but he tried to hurry the throw. It will be an error on the shortstop, and it's 1-1.
I think the argument here is that the base coach may have been yelling dead ball, and he is not the umpire. First baseman elected not to make a throw to second base, even though he may have had a play.
Rivera looked like he had plenty of time to get Hall, but did not make the throw. So each team with a run, a hit, and an error now. 1-1 here in the bottom of the first inning, and that'll bring up Dalton Hughes, the catcher, for Canterbury. So Hall gets on base via the throwing error. First pitch outside corner strike, 0-1 to Dalton Hughes. Dalton Hughes is committed to Belmont Abbey in North Carolina. 0-1 is a little bit outside, 1-1. As the catcher for Canterbury School. 318, 1 home run, 23 RBIs. Right down the middle for a strike, 1-2.
Pitchers are going to have a good day if this very generous strike zone continues. Seen some inside corner calls. That ball was in the upper region of the strike zone.
1-2 the count. Runner down at second with 2 outs and a run in for Canterbury. 1-1 here in the bottom of the first of this 2A semifinal. Garcia looks in, the 1-2. Swing and miss, strike 3, and Garcia strikes out the side after all that. But Canterbury gets a run on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. Same totals for both teams through an inning of play. We go to the second, 1-1 in this 2A semifinal. The FHSAA Network back to Port St. Lucie in 1 minute.
Gatorade Thirst Quencher is more than just a cool bottle to have in your hands after the game. It's a product that works, helping you to train better and perform better when you play your hardest. Gatorade, is it in you?
We head to the second inning. Ones across the board for Westwood Christian and Canterbury in our first 2A semifinal of the day. Marty Palm and Mark Schamback with you from Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie. 4 state champions already crowned this year of the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals. On Friday night, Plantation American Heritage winning in Class 5A and 6A. It was Archbishop McCarthy of the Southwest Ranches, their 3rd consecutive state title, tying a state record. Last night at 7A, Venice wins their 2nd state title in their baseball program's history. And then at 8A, Spruce Creek out of Port Orange wins their first ever state baseball championship last night, beating Miami Columbus 7-1. There's a strike to Josh Cedeno, the catcher. It's 0-1 as Westwood comes up in the top of the second. So we start 1A and 2A today. The championship game's tomorrow, 1A at 4:05, 2A at 7:05. Pitch misses inside, 1-1.
Left field shallow, wind blowing in.
Gets away from the catcher, back to the backstop, 2-1.
That's as strong of a wind we've seen blowing in from left the whole 5 days now.
Coach Padron said his catcher, Cedeno, calls his own game. You don't see that a lot in the high school ranks, but as he hits the ball to second, and the play is made there by Rodica. Again, has been busy early, throws out Cedeno 4-3. 1 out. I said it reminds you of Pudge Rodriguez. That's something.
It's pretty high accolade praise.
That's a, well, just retired about a month ago. Will be in the Hall of Fame in about 5 years. 1 out. Here's Claudio Rivera, the first baseman. Rivera at .333 with 4 home runs, 20 RBIs. Pitch misses outside from Holsinger, and it's 1-0. Canterbury played some pretty good teams during the season. Tampa Prep, Boca Ciega, Clearwater Central Catholic. In for a strike, and it's 1-1. They lost to Sarasota Christian 7-4 in the district final. It was their 2nd loss to Sarasota Christian, but they beat them 5-1 in the regional semifinals as they went 3 games on the road to Canterbury to advance here to Port St. Lucie. 1-1.
Marty, if you're writing the headline, how do you write the headline for this one? They beat Out of Door 7-6. I've never. Is that a school that?
Out of Door is in that area, Tampa Bay area, yes. I've always wondered about that name. Foul down the right field line. I'll make it out of play into the seats, and it's 2-2. Actually, I think Out of Door. It's Out of Door Academy, which makes me think that the school's outside. I know that isn't the case. Two and two, the count, 1 out, nobody on. And the pitch from Holsinger is hit into right field, and that's going to be a nice running play out there for the right fielder. And that's John Tunstall with the play. Good play on the run. Rivera hit it well, but now 2 outs. Out of Door Academy is located in Sarasota, Siesta Key. So, answers that question. If there was, that's still a question. 2 outs, here's Lazaro Martinez, the right fielder. Established in 1924. Won the count to Martinez.
Well, back to baseball here.
I love Wikipedia. It was a ball 1-1. The reason it's called Out of Door Academy, the school was started. Classes and free time were spent outside on the school's 20-acre campus on Siesta Key with wooden cabins serving as classrooms during inclement weather and dormitories. There you go. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Sounds like my kind of place. Siesta Key is absolutely beautiful.
It really is, right there up Sarasota. 1-2 the count to Martinez.
Curious where they play their baseball games.
Well, now I think they have a campus indoors.
Marty, they play it out of doors.
That's true.
They don't play it at the Trop Dome.
No, they don't play inside. No, 2-2 the count. That would defeat the purpose. 2 outs, nobody on. And the 2-2 is outside, 3-2.
Getting serious here. We got a 1-1 ball game. Top of the second inning.
It's early. Laz Martinez is committed to Northern Ohio NAIA school, or Northwestern Ohio, pardon me. Him and his catcher Cedeno both committed there. There's ball 4. So Martinez draws the walk, first of the game for Jake Holsinger, and the runner goes to first with 2 outs. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter Nestor Lorenzo.
Well, let's see if the percentages are in their favor.
So Nestor,
chance of a steal here with 2 outs.
So Nestor Lorenzo, who has also been used as a pitcher this season. Nestor Gabby Lorenzo, he's another commitment to Northwestern Ohio. They got 3 guys committed to the NAIA school in Ohio as the pitch misses for ball 1-0. The 1-0 is right down the middle for a strike, 1-1. And Louis Padron taking over in 2010. This Westwood Christian School. And a little bit outside, 2-1. Has turned it around very quickly into a Final Four team. Looking in this Holsinger, and the 2-1 on the way. Breaking pitch is low, and now it's 3-1.
Marty, do you have any stats on Nestor Lorenzo hitting this year?
I actually don't.
He's listed as a pitcher.
Yeah, 0.
He may have earned his way into the DH role with some late season batting practice heroics.
3-1 the count. Well, he's got a chance to get a walk here, and he swings and fouls it off at the plate, 3-2. In fact, Coach told me that they were not sure who the number 9 hitter was going to be when I talked to him a couple days ago. So Lorenzo is the guy. And yes, Lorenzo, 35 innings pitched this year as a pitcher.
Well, maybe they drew straws and he was the winner.
It's interesting for a team as proficient as they are with all these guys hitting over 400.
I was going to say, that's one way to keep the average up.
3-2 is hit on a hop to second. Nice play by Rodica. Gets a tough hop, makes the throw to first in time, and Lorenzo is out 4-3. So Westwood leaves a runner on base. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 walk, 1 left on. We go now to the bottom of the second. 1-1 the score between Westwood Christian and Canterbury in our 2A semifinal here on the FHSAA network, where we'll turn to Port St. Lucie in 60 seconds.
Valuable offer. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
We go to the bottom of the second. Our score 1-1 between Westwood Christian and Canterbury in our 2A semifinal here on the FHSAA network. First game of 4 today. Once again, we will move over to Class 1A at 1 o'clock for Union County and Hilliard. The winner of this game, this 2A semifinal, will play the winner of our later game tonight in 2A between All Saints Academy and Deltona Trinity Christian at 7 o'clock. And the 2A championship game will be tomorrow night, 7:05 here on the FHSAA network. Well, for Canterbury, they'll have 6, 7, and 8. David Rodica, the second baseman, will lead off against Danny Garcia. Both teams with a run in the first inning. Both teams with a hit. Both teams with 1 error. And Rodica hits the first pitch. Diving play there by Rivera. The first baseman will step on first himself. What a play by Claudio Rivera, diving to his right. He robs Roddick of a base hit, 1 out.
Well, it's plays like that that'll get you the nickname El Gato, the cat.
Yes, Andres Galarraga, the big cat he was, though. 1 out. There's Brent O'Neill, the left fielder.
El Gato Grande.
Brent O'Neill, excellent football player, as he takes the first pitch up and in 1-0. He led Tampa Bay in rushing this year. The Tampa Bay area rushed for almost 1,900 yards and 35 touchdowns. He's heading to the Citadel. More natural football player than a baseball player. Hit fouled on the first baseline, out of play. It's 1-1. See a lot of these guys, 2- and 3-sport athletes. O'Neill at 228 with 8 RBIs this year. A senior. As we said, heading to the Citadel. He'll play football there. 1-1 on the way from Garcia. And that's up and in, 2-1.
Outfield shaded around toward right, giving up the left field foul line.
And the 2-1 is outside. It's 3-1. On deck is David Siegel.
Siegel, the 8th grade prodigy here.
And there's ball 4. So O'Neill draws the walk first of the game by Danny Garcia. And now we'll bring up the aforementioned 8th grader, the designated hitter, David Siegel.
We'll see if Coach gives him the bunt in his first at bat here in the state semifinals.
Coach Smith talking about Siegel. He's a switch hitter. He actually hurt his wrist playing in basketball season. He's a true baseball player, but has been hurt most of the year.
Third baseman in on the grass.
And hit. Jammed inside. This could be 2. On to second for 1 to throw to first in time. Double play 4. 6-3 started by Suarez. He tosses it to Cardenas. Throw to first. Gets Siegel. And that ends the bottom of the second for Canterbury on the 4-6-3 double play. So a walk, but nobody left on for Canterbury. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the third. 1-1 the score in our 2A semifinal between Westwood Christian and Canterbury here on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie here in 60 seconds.
You can keep up with teams of people who all make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. Follow on Twitter at FHSAA for instant news and updates, along with information on issues that affect Florida high schools. Be a fan of it all.
And we end to the top of the third. Still 1-1 between Westwood Christian and Canterbury in our 2A semifinal. First game of 4 today here from the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals in Port St. Lucie. Marty Paulman along with Mark Schanbeck. And the Warriors will have the top of the order. 1-2-3 up in the top of the third. Robert Hernandez, the center fielder, will lead off. He reached on an error in the first by the center fielder Thomas. Scored the only run of the game so far for the Warriors. First pitch from Holsinger. His third base comes in. Is hit into center field. That's going to drop in right center for a hit. Hernandez has reached base twice. Second hit of the game for Westwood Christian. A leadoff single in the top of the third. This is the spring training home of the New York Mets and the regular season home of the St. Lucie Mets of the Florida State League, A Class A. St. Lucie Mets are 34-8 right now, first place by 13 games. on the road currently in Daytona. Here's Cardenas. First pitch is a breaking pitch in for a strike on the outside corner. The shortstop Cardenas 0 for 1. Grounded to second his first time up.
Cardenas showing the bunt, draws the third baseman in, 3 steps in on the grass. Middle infield plane for 2, pinch in the middle. First base holding the runner on.
And that's hit into left field as well for a base hit. Cardenas on the 0-1, another breaking pitch hit into left field, back-to-back singles.
Well, did a good job of going with the pitch, driving it right through the 5.5 hole between shortstop and third.
So first and second, nobody out to start the top of the third. 3 hits now for the Warriors. And here is Jose Suarez, who grounded out to short his first time up, drove in the only run of the game so far for Westwood Christian.
Suarez with 25 RBIs. Oh, ball
Runner
gets
heading
away.
to third, and boy, it was saved over there as it got away from Dalton Hughes, and a nice play by Stephen Valentine, the third baseman, to keep that ball from going into left field. Otherwise, that's a run for Westwood, but that will go as a stolen base. Ball just got far enough away, though, from the catcher. Made a good throw, but it was up the line. So now second and third, nobody out. Luis Padron sending his team running there, swing and a miss by Suarez, and it's 1-1.
A string pulled there by Holsinger. Off-speed pitch, fooled him. Now, outfield playing respectfully deep in right center, using the wind to its advantage, medium depth and left.
1-1 is popped up and into right field, and now coming in and making the play. And the throw to the plate is right, cut off there by the catcher, Hughes. Nice throw in by Tunstall, and nowhere for Hernandez to go. He stays at third. So Suarez pops up, 1 out. A nice running catch out there by John Tunstall, and he was able to get the throw close enough to home, and no chance for Hernandez to tag up.
Well, the wind pushed that ball toward the foul line. Long run by the right fielder. Excellent job of getting his footing and making the throw home to prevent the runner from considering even coming home.
Anthony Peñas, the third baseman, swings and fouls it back to the backstop. 0-1. He singled in the first inning.
Holsinger's doing a good job of wearing out that outside part of the plate. The batters that have gotten hits have gone with the pitch.
And again, Peñas will step out, committed to Campbell University. It's also the closer on the team, or one of the...
And a good job of making sure nobody was leaning out over that outside corner. He
actually
gained an inside strike with that pitch.
Hernandez is the closer, pardon me, but Peñas is a Campbell commit. 0-2 the count. The pitch is in the dirt. Good stop there by Hughes, and it remains 1-2 now. Now the 1-2. Ooh, that hit him. Up on the right shoulder.
Well, that's a plus and a minus right there by losing him to the 1-2 account that he was ahead in. He's also loaded the bases to create a forced any base. Double play is in order. We have a timeout.
Bases loaded, 1 out, but as you said, there is a forced every base, and now a meeting on the mound with Holsinger and his catcher and pitching coach.
Coach Padron is chatting up his players, giving them instruction, a little motivation. Very animated.
Canterbury took part in the Dunedin Spring Tourney and the Westminster Christian Tourney during the season. They were busy going on the road.
Coach Dave Smith's words of advice to his pitcher were get back into your game plan here. Get that ground ball. Get us out of this inning with one pitch. Looking for a double play ball right here. Corners in, coming home.
This is Alex Hernandez, 0 for 1 on the pop to second. And it's the first pitch foul off to the right out of play. It's 0-1.
Ooh, not paying attention over
person
there.
asleep?
I think they were reading.
Looks like they got a
ball
camera.
landed in their pocket.
You got to be kidding me.
No.
Oh, man. It's 0-1. He's busy. He's got a camera down there, so. Got to watch the baseball. 0-1. That's fouled off. That'll get over his head. That's 0-2.
Well, quickly ahead here. Holsinger looking for a pop-up strikeout or the ideal pitcher's best friend, the double play ball, 6-4-3.
0-2 the count, bases loaded, 1 out for Westwood Christian. And breaking pitch hit to third. This could be 2. Steps on third, is going to come home. And it's in time. A double play, and that's the one you won't see every day. It goes 5-2. The runner's out. Luis Padron is trying to say that Hernandez beat the throw to the plate, but the inning is over. Stephen Valentine made the play by third base, stepped on third base to force out Cardenas and threw home to get Robert Hernandez. Luis Padron trying to say that the runner was safe, and it was a close play as the tag was applied by Dalton Hughes. He is very upset, and he's trying to tell his players to get back in the dugout. Right now, the umpires are meeting in front of the mound, as you can see. But that was a bases loaded 1-out situation that may end up with no runs for the Warriors. Nice block by Dalton Hughes.
The senior chief umpire is talking to the home plate umpire.
And he's out. That's the call. No, he's safe. And now Dave Smith's going to come out and have a discussion. Well, that was a little confusing.
Well, Marty, here's what I saw just from the booth up here. The catcher did a great job of blocking the tag. Caught the ball, tagged the runner. Runner would have been out, but he did not demonstrate control of the ball.
Okay.
The umpire looked away. Then the runner was off the bag. The catcher picked up the ball, tagged him while he was off the base.
Okay.
However, umpire said you're already out. Well, he was overruled by his, not overruled, but the appeal was made to the first base umpire, who said he saw the ball drop. So apparently the runner touched home plate after the tag before being tagged the second time.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll do this again. The fielder's choice, 5 unassisted.
For those of you watching at
Hernandez.
home, and for those that are in the ballpark, we'll be able to go home later and watch the archive of that play and try to figure out what I was just explaining.
All right, well, Cardenas is out at third. Hernandez scores. It's 2-1. And the runners
that'll
will
be a
at
fielder's
first,
choice,
5 and an
an error on the catcher dropping the ball.
See, I never saw the catcher drop the ball. That's the part I didn't see. That's in for a strike.
It was momentarily. He immediately picked it back up and tagged the runner again.
I thought the throw was right there. It was a close play, and then he went under the tag. All right, the run's in. Here's Cedeno, the catcher, is 0 for 1. First and second, 2 outs. It's 2-1. Second error of the game charged to Canterbury, and that's breaking pitch in for a strike. Holsinger ahead 0-2.
Well, that's the beauty of having a 3-man crew is you have 3 sets of eyes picking up details that only one set could not do.
So it is 2-1. 0-2, though, quickly to count of Cedeno, who fouls it off to the right again out of play.
I didn't say it earlier because I thought the inning was over, but I was a little incredulous that the third baseman did not have plenty of time to throw across the diamond for the force out.
That's what I was thinking as well. That seems to me that would be a double play, third to first.
Perhaps in the
this is now 1-2
excitement, Stephen Valentine threw to the closest base.
So 1-2 the count with 2 outs and 2 on for Westwood Christian now. 1 in the first, 1 in the third for the Warriors. Hit to second. Again, Rodica has it on a hop. Throw to first in time. to end the top of the third. So 1 run in the inning for Westwood Christian, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left on base. We now go to the bottom of the third in this 2A semifinal. Westwood Christian 2, Canterbury 1. Here on the FHSAA network, this 2A semifinal for Port St. Lucie will return in 1 minute.
Recognizing its corporate partners who have made the FHSAA baseball championships possible. CMIP, the official merchandising company of the FHSAA. Gatorade Thirst Quencher, is it in you? Pinch a Penny Pools, patios and spas, the perfect people for a perfect pool. Sports Authority, your baseball authority. Balfour, makers of official FHSAA championship rings. Glossy Finish, the official photographer of the FHSAA. Field Turf, the ultimate surface experience. Florida Virtual School, online education, anytime, any place, any path, any pace. Sun Sports and FSM Florida, the exclusive television homes for the FHSAA finals. And Bright House Sports Network, the official cable partner of the FHSAA. And Batted, which supply the official baseball for the 2012 FHSAA finals.
We go to the bottom of the third. Canterbury now trailing Westwood Christian 2-1. Westwood Christian with a run in the first and a run in the third, and Canterbury now with 2 errors that have cost them, giving Westwood both of their runs. Canterbury is the only one coming in the bottom of the first. 9-1-2 coming up for the Crusaders. It will be John Tunstall, the right fielder, leading off against Westwood Christian left-hander Danny Garcia. Marty Paulman, Mark Schambeck back with you from Port St. Lucie at Digital Domain Park. First of 4 games on this semifinal Monday in Class 1A and 2A. So Tunstall will lead it off against Garcia. Coach Smith called him the most improved player on the Canterbury team and maybe the best arm in the outfield this year. 200 average with 6 RBIs. Pitch misses outside, and it's 2-0 quickly from Garcia. So that play there in the third inning, I guess what I did not see was the catcher dropping the ball or throwing the ball, but that's what cost the run. The 2-base error in the first inning by the center fielder Deshaun Thomas gave Westwood Christian their first run, so it's been 2 costly errors so far for the Canterbury Crusaders. But it is 3-0 now, and the 3-0 to Tunstall right down the middle for a strike, now 3-1. 3-1 on the way. Swing and a miss now, and it's full 3-2. As Tunstall swings through that one, and now Garcia with a chance to come back. He struck out the side in the first. Does have 1 walk and 1 hit allowed, 1 run so far as well for Westwood Christian. 3-2 is fouled back to the screen, and it remains full 3-2.
Beautiful day here in Port St. Lucie at Digital Domain Park. We're up to 84 degrees. It's going to be a hot one today.
Yeah, it may get up to near 90. That's ball 4. So Tunstall, the number 9 hitter, draws a walk. Second walk of the game for Garcia. And a runner at first with nobody out here in the bottom of the third for Canterbury. Of course, there's always the chance of RAIN in the afternoon, as we have this time of year in Florida.
Well, Marty, I'll let you off the hook on that one, Jinx. That's not really a jinx that you're going to bring. It rains every day in Florida.
That's true.
The heat and the moisture out over the ocean builds up some clouds, and it has to drop somewhere. Just may or may not drop here.
Jake Holsinger takes a strike from Garcia. It's 0-1. Holsinger singled, scored in the first. Yeah, it's supposed to be a nice day. It's clear. No clouds right now as the afternoon goes on. Of course, as you said, with the heat, you never know. But the forecast is improving as the week goes on, it seems. Ooh, good throw to first again. Almost gets Tunstall, but he's back in sliding. I think
it's going to be interesting to see what Garcia throws Holsinger here. He lined a single straight up the middle, almost skipped on the second base bag as it was going through the infield.
0-1 on the way.
Another fastball.
Hit foul off to the right out of play, 0-2. Tell you, Dave Smith moves around. Very rarely. He is about, not only is he not in the third base coach's box, he is almost in the outfield. He's almost in the bullpen where he's set up down there. And he moves around. He'll move up. He'll move back. There he is right there, almost to the bullpen. As you can see, 0-2 is up high, 1-2. And trying to get a good look. And he's already complained about Garcia's move to first. See where he's set up.
Well, they put those coaching boxes in there to
as a suggestion,
as a identification where you're supposed to be. Most coaches would not be too kind to opposing coach if you want to drift outside that coaching box area.
1-2 is fouled off to the right, and the first base coach is in the box. In fact, I've hardly ever seen a coach in that box.
Well, for safety, I don't believe it's a bad thing for him to be that far away, but certainly from a competitive advantage, he's gaining an advantage looking down the line at that throw. That was on the borderline.
That one was close again.
That throw was on the borderline.
Yeah, exactly. And Smith,
he's chirping at the wrong umpire is the problem. That's not the guy's call between second and home.
I think that's what the umpire just said. That's not my call.
The call is the only guy who has an angle on it at first base. Unfortunately, he's got to make the call on the base runner as well. So he's got multiple things to consider.
1-2 again. Swing and a miss by Holsinger, strike 3. Fourth strikeout now for Daniel Garcia, 1 out. That's Holsinger 1 for 2. First strikeout since the first inning for Garcia. Now Rich McClure struck out looking, and the first will hit. Apparently McClure normally used to play center field. They've played him at shortstop this year, more natural outfielder. Takes the pitch for a strike, 0-1. There's the move again.
Definitely
that is
a balk. He called it there.
Yeah, and you're right. That was obvious.
Well, for those who do not understand that call at home, the balk call on a left-handed pitcher is every time you exceed a imaginary 45-degree angle between the line from the pitching rubber to first and the 90 degrees back to home plate. If you drew a line halfway, as long as that pitcher's body takes him past that line, or if his motion is coming home as he's throwing to first base, that's considered a deception. Of course it's a deception. It's a pitcher move. It's called a balk move. If you get away with it, it's a great pickoff move. If you don't, then you got to run around second base.
And I think that was just one of those settle down meetings there. Luis Padron comes out.
Well, these teams have matched each other one way or another, almost hit for hit, run for run. Hopefully for Westwood, not error for error.
2 for Canterbury, 1 for Westwood. On the error side, 2 runs for Westwood, 1 for Canterbury. Hits are 3-1. This time Garcia swings towards second, no throw. But you knew that was coming, as that move had been close, and that time Garcia got a little bit ahead of himself. Count is 0-1 to McClure. Now he'll see if he can focus on the hitter with a tying run at second and 1 out. And that is inside, 1-1.
Garcia muscled up on Holsinger, blew him away with a fastball for the first out. Haven't seen many breaking pitches. We'll see if Canterbury starts sitting on that fastball and starts taking it the other way.
You have some folks sitting behind the dugout in the sun today. I guess it hasn't gotten warm enough early in the day. They're getting some sun right now. 1-1 from Garcia. Outside corner for a strike, 1-2.
Painted the outside corner right there to get ahead.
So Garcia had 1-2. On deck, Deshaun Thomas, the center fielder for the Crusaders. 1-2 count is hit fouled on the right field line, out of play, gets into the seats, and it's still 1-2.
That's a good approach with 2 strikes. Just couldn't quite get enough of it to put it down in the fair territory.
the 1-2 coming.
Coaches for Westminster trying to alert their outfielders to shade the foul line. Right fielder is camped out over there.
1-2 again on the way is jammed inside. And ball hit the second base. Play is made there by Suarez on the first, throwing out McClure 4-3. It does move Tunstall to third now with 2 outs. And I'll leave it up to Deshaun Thomas to tie the game up. Thomas struck out swinging in the first 0 for 1.
I do recall one changeup being thrown to Thomas, his first pitch seen, but a lot of fastballs being thrown right now by Danny Garcia. We'll see if Deshaun Thomas can catch up to one.
Thomas dropped the ball in center field leading off the game, which led to a Westwood Christian run in the first. Pops it up on the first pitch. Looks playable. First baseman calls it off, and Rivera makes a basket catch. Calling out the catcher, Cedeno, and that's the third out in the bottom of the third. So leadoff walk for Canterbury, but they leave a runner at third. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We head now to the 4th inning. It's 2-1 Westwood Christian leading Canterbury in this 2A semifinal on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie in 1 minute.
Opportunities are available to those students and adults to get back to the sports you love by refereeing or umpiring contests in a variety of sports, including baseball. Visit becomeanofficial.org to learn how you can register as a contest official with the Florida High School Athletic Association.
All right, we head to the top of the 4th. You see the totals: 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Westwood Christian Warriors, 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Canterbury Crusaders. Westwood Christian will have 7, 8, and 9 to up in the top of the 4th. Claudio Rivera, the first baseman, just made a nice basket catch there in foul territory to end the bottom of the 3rd for Canterbury. Will lead off. 0 for 1 with a fly to right back in the 2nd inning against Jake Holsinger.
Marty, do your notes say anything about whether the Hernandez are brothers, Alex and Robert?
I did not ask.
One's a junior, one's a senior, but I wasn't sure.
Did not ask Coach Padron about that. He did not bring it up. There's a high fly ball in the left field. Backing up, and still backing up, and that is going to be a tough play.
Ground rule double there.
1 hop over the wall is Brent O'Neill. That will be a ground rule double, automatic double. And you could tell from the get-go, O'Neill was backing up, and he was going to have a hard time finding that one. And Ribeiro, 1 hop over the left field wall. He'll go to second with a ground rule double.
Well, a bit of a break there for Holsinger that ball hopped over the fence. There was no doubt with the height of that ball hit, that was going to be a stand-up triple had it stayed in the ballpark.
So 4th hit of the game for Westwood Christian. Rivera goes to second with nobody out, and here is Lazaro Martinez, the right fielder. Lazaro Martinez walked in the second. No official at bat so far. Shows bunt and does bunt. Holsinger has a play at third. Instead will swirl the first, and he throws it away.
Sailed it high. First baseman caught the ball coming off the bag, so no extra advancement by the runners.
Yeah, he looked to third. It looked like he may have had a play and then quickly went to first, but then he lobbed the ball over her, almost over Harrison Hall's head. It took him off the base. That is an error. Charged to the pitcher. 3rd error of the day for Canterbury, and now 1st and 3rd, 1 out. A chance for Westwood Christian to really kind of open it up as Nestor Lorenzo, the DH, will hit. Grounded out to second, 0 for 1, his first at bat of the season, maybe. Definitely of the day. But now a chance for an RBI for Lorenzo. Outside corner for a strike, 0-1. And Canterbury's defense continues to let them down. 2 unearned runs for Westwood Christian, both on errors, and now another error could lead to a run or 2 here in the top of the 4th.
Coach Padron gave him a pitch to swing at. We'll see if a bunt is in order here.
0-1. And it gets away from Hughes.
Late break by the runner.
And Ribera's going to score anyway as the Hughes kind of came up with it too late. The throw to Holsinger was low, and the run scores to make it 3-1. That'll be a wild pitch. Ribera scores, down to second goes Martinez, still nobody out.
Time call by Coach Smith.
A disastrous start to the fourth inning for Canterbury. It's now 3-1.
Well, mistakes have been the linchpin disrupting the defense here, allowing all 3 runs unearned to this point.
So the inning started as Claudio Ribera doubled, one hop over the left field wall. Martinez bunted it, and the throw was high by the pitcher Holsinger. And then a wild pitch allowing Ribera to score, now 3-1. Runner at second, nobody out.
Well, depending on if we get a base hit within the next out or two here, the initial run could still be earned, but no way the runner standing at second base is an earned run reaching on the error.
Now Lorenzo showing bunt.
Early square.
1-1 is in the dirt again. 2-1 this time. A good stop by Dalton Hughes.
Could be a opportunity to just take a strike right here. Starting pitcher Holsinger somewhat rattled.
Third baseman moving in. Shortstop moving towards third. Second base towards the bag as the pitch in for a strike on the inside corner. 2-2.
And that did look like he was taking a strike to me. However, 2-2 even count.
2-2.
He'll be swinging away now.
Holsinger looks to second, and the pitch is hit into center field. Base hit. We'll see if Martinez tries to score. He will hold up at third as Thomas's throw comes into the plate. Good throw there by Thomas. But a hit for Lorenzo, first and third. Still nobody out. Now to the top of the order.
Coach Padron's confidence paid back in dividends right there with a base knock by Nestor Lorenzo, number 11. The last minute DH, batting in the 9th spot.
5 hits now for the Warriors. Still nobody out. Already a run in at first and third. As Robert Hernandez, the center fielder, were hit. He reached in an error by the center fielder in the first, singled in the third, scored in both innings for Westwood Christian. So 1 for 2 today with a stolen base. Swing and a miss by Hernandez, and it's quickly 0-1. Robert Hernandez. Robert Hernandez, according to Coach Padron, runs 60 meters in 6.5 seconds. Speedster. 394 with 11 RBIs, 1 home run. 0-1 the count to the leadoff hitter. And he bunts it foul on the first base side, and it's quickly 0-2.
Well, safety squeeze there. Runner at third waiting to see if the ball was down before he took off. With no outs, worst case scenario, that would have been a sacrifice to move the runner from first to second. With those kind of wheels, though, any bunt on the ground is a danger of an infield hit.
So 0-2 the count. First and third, nobody out. Hit to second, this could be 2. Rodica will tag the one runner, throw to first. Didn't get Hernandez. He tags Lorenzo out, but the run scores. Martinez comes in to make it 4-1. And Hernandez will pick up an RBI, the fielder's choice, 4-run assisted.
Well, that's where those wheels paid off. Scooting down that line.
Well, he did, and David Rodica made a good play, tried to make the quick throw to first after tagging out Lorenzo. So 1 out. Here's Gene Cardenas. 2 runs in for Westwood Christian. It's a 4-1 lead. Cardenas, 1 for 2, is grounded to second and singled. Hernandez over at first with 1 out.
Well, the first run of the inning will be earned, as the base hit would have driven that run in anyway. However, the second run of the inning is still unearned.
0-1 the count to Cardenas. And the pitch right down the middle, quickly 0-2. So a run in the first, a run in the third, 2 in the fourth for Westwood Christian. And they now lead it 4-1.
Holtzinger throwing the ball extremely well, just not faring well with different activities. 3 different errors, 1 per inning so far in the runs that inning they have scored.
0-2 is chopped up the middle, and it was tagged actually. A double play. The shortstop, Rich McClure, tagged out Hernandez and threw on the first to complete the double play, 6-3. So a nice play up the middle ends the inning, as Hernandez and Cardenas are both out. But Westwood Christian picks up 2 runs on 2 hits. Another error in the inning for Canterbury, and nobody left on base. We now go to the bottom of the fourth. 4-1 Westwood Christian leading Canterbury in this 2A semifinal on the FHSAA network. Back in 1 minute.
Glossy Finish wants to remind you that you can see all the action photos of your team from your seat. By using an iPhone, you can turn on your Wi-Fi settings, choose Photo Viewer, and follow the directions. Visit glossyfinish.com.
And we head to the bottom of the fourth. Westwood Christian now leading Canterbury 4-1 in this 2A semifinal. Marty Palm and Mark Schambach back with you in Port St. Lucie. As Westwood Christian picks up 2 more runs in the top of the fourth on 2 hits and another Canterbury error. One of those runs unearned. So only 1 run earned so far today for Westwood Christian, as Canterbury will send 4, 5, and 6 up to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. Harrison Hall, the first baseman, will lead off. Hall reached on an error by the shortstop back in the first inning. First pitch from the left-hander Garcia is popped up on the infield. So we have play for the third baseman on the grass. Anthony Peñas making the catch for out number 1. Hall now 0 for 2. That'll bring up Dalton Hughes, the catcher, for Canterbury, struck out swinging in the first. So Hughes at the plate. First pitch on the way from Garcia popped up again. That's going to make it into the seats off to the right. It's 0-1. Almost got to that same gentleman over there. Got hit earlier. This time he was paying attention.
He's part of the professional photography crew. Taking a little break in the sun out there.
Well, one that's fouled off again to the right. It's 0-2. Coach Dave Smith said that Dalton Hughes is the best defensive catcher in Pinellas County. Well, you know, coaches like to talk a lot about their players, but numbers might bear them out.
In which county?
Pinellas.
Some pretty good schools over there. I think he would get some arguments, but he looks good to me.
0-2 the count with 1 out, nobody on. A reminder, coming up at 1 o'clock, we'll move to 1A. Mike Rideout will come over and join Mark for Union County and Hilliard. 4 o'clock, it'll be Bozeman versus Holmes County in 1A. Tonight at 7. Winter Haven All Saints Academy against Deltona Trinity Christian, back to 2A. Hit into right field. And moving over towards the line, making the play, is Lazaro Martinez for the second out. 2 outs. Here is David Rodica, the second baseman. 0 for 1 with a pop to first. Tomorrow, our 1A championship game at 4:05, 2/8, 7:05 tomorrow night. Rodica's the only junior on the team. They are very senior and sophomore led. Coach Smith likes him here in the 6th spot. Good spot for me. Can hit to all fields. The 1-0 to Rodica is hit foul off the first base side. And it remains, or it's now 1-1. Rodica coming in at 253 with 12 RBIs. Today 0 for 1 against Danny Garcia. 1-1 on the way. That hit him right up, and I don't know if that got him on the knee, on the leg somewhere as he limps to first. So Rodica to first with 2 outs. Garcia has walked 2, hit a batter, struck out 4. Now through 3 2/3, and Brent O'Neill, the left fielder, going to bat. He walked back in the second. Rodica walking off the hit by pitch there at first base.
And Rodica looks ready to go. We'll try to mount a 2-out rally here.
O'Neill, we mentioned, one of the top running backs in the Tampa Bay area this year with 1,900 yards rushing and 30 touchdowns. Takes a strike, 0-1. And again, he walked his first at bat. Garcia looks to first, and now to the plate, and that's a strike right down the middle, 0-2. 35 touchdowns, actually, pardon me. 4 40-yard dash, Brent O'Neill. Had to play football at the Citadel. 0-2 the count.
Well, the left-handed move is keeping the base runners close.
0-2.
Yet to have an attempted steal. We did have one runner move up via balk.
Cedeno gets in front of that one. It's 1-2. It's like the one of the Mets minor league teams is playing. Swing and a miss now, strike 3, pardon me, and that's the end of the inning. O'Neill swings through the fastball. 4th strikeout, now 5th strikeout for Danny Garcia. And he leaves a runner stranded for Canterbury in the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors. A hit by pitch and 1 left on. We go to the 5th. 4-1 Westwood Christian leading Canterbury in this 2A semifinal on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie in 1 minute.
The winner of today's semifinal game will advance to the Class 2A state championship game tomorrow at 7:05 p.m. against the winner of All Saints Academy and Trinity Christian. And a special thanks goes out to the Treasure Coast Sports Commission and St. Lucie County for sponsoring the FHSAA Baseball Championships. Also, a special thanks to Duffy Sports Grill and Kaiser University.
All right, we head to the top of the 5th, and Westwood Christian continuing to lead Canterbury 4-1 in our 2A semifinal. And the Warriors will have 3, 4, and 5 to open the top of the 5th against Jake Holsinger, still on the mound for Canterbury. Let's see. Extended spring training, Mark tells me, for the Mets, playing at the field right behind Digital Domain Park. Used to have a Gulf Coast League team here, rookie league team. I believe they don't have that anymore, but they like to play like 11 noon, 11 a.m., late in the morning, and hottest part of the day, or one of the hottest parts of the day. Pitch misses for a ball to Suarez, 1-0. Suarez flies it into center field. Deshaun Thomas coming all the way over into right field will make the catch. The center fielder makes the play on the fly ball by Suarez, who's now 0 for 3, 1 out. That's a long way for a center field to come, it seems like.
Thomas covers a bunch of ground. Athletic center fielder.
So 1 out here is Anthony Peñas, who's singled and hit by a pitch. He's 1 for 1 today. And pitch is in for a strike, 0-1.
There's a shot of the extended spring training out there beyond the left center field wall.
Some Mets hopefuls of the future maybe out there playing. 0-1 is...
Met 3 of those 3 pitchers from that extended spring training last night after they were here watching the championship game. One was from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the other one was from North Carolina.
1-1 swing and a miss, then 1-2 now. Peña's behind 1-2. So I'm sure it's with all this baseball going on, a nice treat for them to come watch some high school finals when they're not playing.
They were young enough. I think they were looking to see if there were any high school senior girls in the stands.
Good point. Didn't think about that. 1-2, hit down the left field line, fair, and that'll get it into the corner for Anthony Peñas. Good bounce, though, off the wall. He'll head into second, though, with a stand-up, actually a sliding double, as the ball brought back in by the left fielder O'Neill, and Peñas is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. He's at second with 1 out. 6th hit of the game for Westwood Christian. So here is Alex Hernandez, who drove in a run with a fielder's choice last time and also is popped to second. He's 0 for 2.
You know, some of these seniors on this ball field right now are hoping that they'll be trading places with those guys out there at extended spring training this time next year.
Alex Hernandez takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. There are a lot of baseball players, and a lot of them want to play in the major league level. Fouled off to the right. It's 0-2.
That ball looked like a fireworks, one of those spinners that you light up and it spins till it goes out, the fire goes out in it.
Hit down that first base side, so it's 0-2. A lot of guys end up playing in the minors for many years. Now the 0-2 from Holsinger, fouled back to the backstop and to the screen. It's still 0-2. Dave Smith out of the dugout to shift his defense around somewhat and back in the dugout quickly. 0-2, and now the throw to second. Only had a shot, and the ball almost went into center field, actually. Good play there by Rich McClure.
Tell you, there's some outstanding athletes on this field. Just watching the way they move. For guys that play 3 sports and don't dedicate 100% of their time to baseball, there's definitely some prospects on this field today somebody needs to take a close look at.
Hernandez swings and misses, and he's tagged out to complete the strikeout. 2 outs, and Peñas has to stay at second. That is the first strikeout of the day for Jake Holsinger. 2 outs. Here's Josh Cedeno, 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to second base.
Well, with 2 outs, Holsinger would like to get back in the dugout with a goose egg. 0 put on the board.
First pitch to Cedeno inside, 1-0. And Paul hit down the right field line. That's going to get foul into the bullpen. And it's 1-1.
Unique configuration of the ballpark here as the foul lines meet the stands in a tapered effect where the diminishing foul territory, by the time you get to the foul pole, there's virtually 3 feet of extra ground. 338 on both corners, 410 all the way to dead center.
So a 1-1 pitch coming from Holsinger, the runner at second and 2 outs. On the outside corner for a strike, 1-2 with a fastball. So Holsinger gets ahead 1-2.
Outfield playing medium depth. Center fielder shaded to the first base side of second base.
1-2 on the way. In the dirt, gets away from Hughes. Down to third goes Peñas, the throw not in time. It'll be a wild pitch against Holsinger. And Peñas down to third with 2 outs to count 2-2. As Hughes did a good job of getting in front of it, but the throw was too late. So another runner at third base for Westwood, already leads at 4-1. And the 2-2 on the way is hit into left field. O'Neill now backing up, and he will make the catch for the third out here in the top of the 5th. So Westwood strands a runner at third after the double by Peñas. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Then this 2A semifinal game, Westwood Christian 4, Canterbury 1. The Mets of the future, possibly, as they play out beyond the center field wall. We'll be back to Port St. Lucie in 1 minute.
It has been able to offer its knowledge and assistance to millions throughout the Southeast. Pinch a penny, the perfect people for the perfect pool.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-1, Westwood Christian continuing to lead Canterbury. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Warriors. 1 run, 1 hit, 3 errors for the Crusaders, who the only hit for Canterbury was a leadoff single in the first inning by Jake Holsinger, who scored the only run of the game for Canterbury. And since then, they have at least 1 base runner in every inning. A walk in the second, a walk in the third, a hit batter in the fourth, but the Crusaders have left 3 on base and trail at 4-1. Go into the bottom of the 5th. 8, 9, and 1 coming up. David Siegel, the designated hitter, will lead off. He had to do a double play in the second inning, 4-6-3 against Danny Garcia, the University of Miami commitment, who through 4 innings has allowed the 1 hit, 1 run, has struck out 5 and walked 2 and hit 1 batter. Marty Paulman, Mark Schambach back with you from Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie. Home of the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals. This is a 2A semifinal game.
Well, here is most likely the youngest player in the ball game on the field, David Siegel, the designated hitter.
First pitch from Garcia is a fastball right down the middle for a strike, 0-1.
Siegel's the 6', 8th grade, looking for his first hit.
Pop foul off to the right. That'll make it. Oh, no, not make it out of play. Oh, what a catch against the tarp. And we'll see if he's okay.
Rubiera looks like he got a chest bump from the tarpon.
That was another one that looked like it was heading to the seats, and Rubiera went towards the post there and ran right into the tarp and made the catch, 1 out. Nice hustle play by the first baseman.
Not sure, may even have knocked the wind out of him briefly, but boy, did he make a nice catch, getting to the spot and didn't let the collision with the tarp make him bobble or relinquish the ball. So 1 pitch, 1 out there.
Yep, here is John Tunstall, the right fielder, who walked, was left stranded back in the 3rd inning. Showing bunt and takes the pitch outside, 1-0.
Garcia starting to see in the distance the finish line, looking for 8 more outs.
That's hit foul off to the right out of play. It's 1-1.
Neither bullpen has any activity. This game is a duel between Danny Garcia and Jake Holsinger.
1-1 is hit into left field. That is going to fall for a base hit. Tunstall reaches for the second time today as he will round first, will stay at first base. A one-out single in the bottom of the fifth. First hit for Canterbury since the first inning.
Tunstall content with a single there. I thought if he'd have put the burners on, he would have been able to take second base on the outfielder, but down 3 runs, playing a little conservatively.
Well, now you go to the top of the order, and Holsinger, who struck out last time up, he singled, scored in the first, also had a stolen base, 1 for 2.
Tunstall doing a good job being on base twice now.
This is outside, 1-0. Rich McClure, the shortstop, on deck.
Garcia definitely seems to be more comfortable from the windup with runners on base. Seems to labor a little bit more with his control.
On the way is hit up the middle and hits the base. They may get 2 though. To second for 1, to first not in time. Boy, well turned back there.
Got a fortunate hop. Yeah. Fortunate hop off the top of the bag. Didn't hit either of the corners.
Yes, Suarez made the play. Cardenas throw to first just missed getting Holsinger. Fielder's choice 4 to 6. Holsinger with the speed does get to first base, but Tunstall's out. Now 2 outs. Interesting ball was slowly hit and then hit second base. We're going to have a runner for Holsinger at first. Number 1, Steven Weinset.
Did Holsinger run for himself in the first inning?
As far as I can tell, he did.
So we have a courtesy runner, not a substitution, a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Steve Weinset.
I believe I have Holsinger as running back in the first inning.
That's my recollection as well.
So 2 outs with the runner at first. Rich McClure is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out to second. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0.
Weinset have to pick up the move of Garcia. He's already balked once. Flirts with that borderline pickoff move.
Outside, 2-0.
Outfield playing shallow in center. Shaded to the foul line in right. Infield back looking to take the easiest out.
And in for a strike, 2-1. Two-one the count with the runner at first and 2 outs. Instead, the throw is to first. Not much of a move that time. And it remains 2-1.
Well, Rich McClure does have 1 home run on the season. We'll take a...
This is outside for ball 3. A throw to first is high, and Rivera able to come up with it, but it's 3-1 now.
They're at 11:30, 1 hour and a half into this ball game, bottom of the 5th inning.
3-1, the count coming, and the pitch from Garcia, swing and a miss, good fastball. It's 3-2.
Well, runner will be in motion, but he's got to be sure that Garcia is going to the plate. Full count, 2 outs.
And the full count pitch will be coming in just a moment. And on the way, it's up high, ball 4. So Garcia loses McClure. That's his 3rd walk of the game. First and second, 2 outs for Deshaun Thomas.
Well, Deshaun Thomas is the man you want at the plate right now, trying to get even. Down 3 runs. Has left the yard twice in the season. 2 home runs.
Yeah, Thomas, one of the leading hitters on this team, is struck out, and he is popped out to first.
Both on off-speed pitches. There's another.
Just misses high, 1-0, and Garcia laboring a bit here in the bottom of the 5th.
Well, Thomas's approach here needs to be patient, not chasing the off-speed pitch. Wait till he gets ahead in the count and drive a fastball.
Here's the 1-0.
And there was a fastball. Low.
Low and inside, 2-0.
Marty, what's your prediction? Is he going to bring him a fastball that he can drive right here? I'm guessing yes.
I think we're going to see a fastball. We'll see what he does with it on 2-0. Green line here, I believe, for Thomas as well. No, he took it. It's outside anyway. It's 3-0.
You can tell that Garcia does not want to get beat here by the best hitter on Canterbury's team, Deshaun Thomas. He's 3-0. Wouldn't be surprised if he is pitching around him even with the runners at first and second.
All right, the 3-0, first and second, 2 outs. The pitch right down the middle for a strike, 3-1. Harrison Hall on deck is the leading RBI guy for this Canterbury team.
Thomas has seen several fastballs in a row. I expect some kind of either a straight change or something off speed right here.
2 outs, first and second. The 3-1 is popped up, jammed him inside, and it's going to be a play for the second baseman on the dirt.
Got it in his kitchen a little bit.
Suarez makes the catch, and Thomas is 0 for 3, and a big pitch there for Garcia to get out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, a walk, no errors, and 2 left on base. We head to the 6th. Westwood Christian 4, Canterbury 1 in our 2A semifinal in the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie in 1 minute.
You can then order prints and posters of the players online. But why wait? Find a glossy finished brand ambassador and a red vest during the championship games, and they can make sure your favorite player has their photo taken. Glossy Finish, official photographer of the FHSAA final. Fans are reminded that if we stay off the field, we need your help in keeping the field at National Domain Park in top condition. Thank you for your cooperation.
And we head to the top of the 6th. Westwood Christian leading Canterbury 4-1 in our 2A semifinal. Marty Paulman along with Mark Schambach back at Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie as Canterbury has now left 5 on base. They leave 2 on in the 5th. And for Westwood, they have also left 5 on base, but they have a 3-run lead as they've out-hit Canterbury 6-2. First pitch to Claudio Rivera, the first baseman, fouled off to the first base dugout. It's 0-1. Rivera 1 for 2 with a fly to right, a double, and a run scored in the 4th. 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the 4th for Westwood Christian. Canterbury's only run coming in the bottom of the 1st. 0-1 from Holsinger, misses low and outside, 1-1. According to Coach Padron, Rivera is the strongest guy on the team. A lot of Division I offers as a junior, but he has obviously time to make a decision on that. The 1-1 misses low and outside. It's 2-1.
Holsinger, the innings leader for the 3-man pitching staff for Canterbury, seems to be laboring a little bit here in the 6th.
Yeah, misses outside for ball 3. It's 3-1 as Holsinger.
No one throwing in the pen.
He's walked 1 as Holsinger today. He's struck out 1.
And I'll tell you why there's no one throwing in the pen. Because Deshaun Thomas and Harrison Hall are both in the field.
Hit into left field past the third baseman Valentine for a base hit. Rivera's 2 for 3, and you're right. The other 2 pitchers are playing in the field. So if we see a reliever, they'll have to bring him in from the field somewhere. So 7th hit of the game for Westwood Christian. Rivera has 2 of them. He's the first to lead off the top of the 6th. Lazaro Martinez has walked, reached on an error, scored, in the 4th inning. So 0 for 1 today. Shows bunt. Bunts it in the air. This might be 2. The throw, though, goes up the first base line into the bullpen. Down to second is Rivera. He'll stop there. As Holsinger made the play on the bunt attempt by Martinez and then fired the ball to first, trying to get a double play. And probably Rivera's going to be safe, but it's an error on the pitcher moving Rivera to second.
Well, inadvertently they get the runner moved up, but good hustle by John Tunstall to get to that ball down on the bullpen before the runner could go all the way to third.
So an error on the pitcher, Holsinger, the second error on him today. 4th error of the game for Canterbury. The runner in scoring position at second with 1 out for Westwood Christian. And the breaking pitch in for a strike to Nestor Lorenzo. Lorenzo 1 for 2 is grounded to second and single.
I look at this Canterbury team. I look at the players on the field that are 3-sport stars. They're like throwbacks to the era where everyone played 3 sports or played the sport that was in season.
0-1 is outside, 1-1.
Best 3-sport star I ever faced in high school, Ronnie Lott.
Wow, Ronnie Lott. 1-1. Inside corner for a strike, 1-2. Ronnie Lott played baseball?
Dubious honor of giving up a home run to Ronnie Lott in a blowout game against Eisenhower High School in 1977.
Ronnie Lott was a pretty good baseball player is what you're telling me.
Ronnie Lott was the quarterback on the football team.
Yeah.
He was the point guard on the basketball team.
That
a lot of
gets
people
away.
don't know that he played 1 year of basketball at University of Southern Cal.
Gets away from Hughes. Rivera to third as the wild pitch moves the runner over. Now with 1 out, it's 2-2 to Lorenzo. I did not know he played baseball. Basketball at USC. Obviously, he was an All-American football player and later
he also ran
Fame in
track.
NFL.
Ran track in high school as well. So he was a 4-year, 16-letter man.
I love the story of obviously an NFL Hall of Famer as a safety, but he could just hit anyone. The story of his finger playing with that dislocated or was all bent out of shape. I think he ended up like that. He lost part of his finger. That's what it was. Hit up the middle. The infield comes in. Nice play by Rodica as the throw goes to first in time. So they move the infield into Canterbury, and Lorenzo grounds out to the second baseman. It works that time. Now 2 outs as Rivera will stay at third. I did not know Ronnie Lott played baseball.
I'll throw another one at you.
Is that it? Was he? He was a pitcher? What did he play in baseball?
Ronnie Lott, shortstop.
He was a shortstop. Wow.
I'll
Okay.
throw you another one after this batter.
Robert Hernandez is 1 for 3. He's driving in a run with a fielder's choice. He's singled as a stolen base. Scored 2 runs. Also reached on an error. First pitch for strike 0-1 from Holsinger.
Furthest ball I've ever seen in my life hit for an out was about a 465-foot bomb to center field by Anthony Munoz, who played the center on the basketball team and first base pitcher on Chaffee High School.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Another USC guy.
Our high school did not have a fence. We played with an open fence. It was a utilitarian area in the ball field, and our center fielder was already started out at about 400 before the ball was hit. Dead straight away, turn and ran, straight over the shoulder catch. Most amazing thing I ever saw.
Up high, 1-2. No fence. Huh.
Well, the Hall of Fame tackle for Cincinnati Bengals,
Yeah.
Munoz, was quite a 3-sport star in high school.
Another All-American at USC as well. 1-2 is in the dirt. 2-2. One of the first offensive linemen to. A lot of them have been going into the Hall of Fame lately. 2-2 the count. With the runner at third, 2 outs. Hernandez pops it up on the infield, and now on the right on the grass in right center. The catch is made by Rodica for the 3rd out. So Holsinger works out of the jam there. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, a runner left on third. We go now to the bottom of the 6th, 4-1. Westwood Christian leading Canterbury in our 2A semifinal here on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie in 1 minute.
Field surface proven time and time again to be the safest, highest performing, and most durable surface on the planet. Leading off for Canterbury School, first baseman number 27, Harrison Hall.
All right, bottom of the sixth, Canterbury with the middle of the order trying to get something going, trailing at 4-1. Harrison Hall, the first baseman, leads off 0 for 2. He's reached on an error, and he is popped up to third. First pitch, this is outside, 1-0. Hall, Hughes, and Rodica do up for the Crusaders in the bottom of the sixth, who have managed only 2 hits so far against Danny Garcia. 1-0 coming from Garcia. Hit into center field, and that will get down for a base hit. Harrison Hall with a leadoff single in the bottom of the sixth, third hit of the game for Canterbury.
Well, senior leadership right there. Lefty batter on lefty, driving the ball right back up the box.
So now we'll see what Dalton Hughes does. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly to right.
Well, they're running out of outs to give up an out here to move the runner up, but they may do it just to put pressure on the defense.
Hughes hitting 300 coming in, and he pops it up on the first pitch. This looks playable.
Long
coming
run.
over the second baseman in foul territory. Makes the play, and that is Suarez making the catch for out number 1. So in the first pitch, Hughes pops up to second base. He's 0 for 3 today. 1 out. Nowhere for Hall to go. He stays at first. There's David Rodica, who has grounded to first, been hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 1.
Rodica, the second baseman, defensive specialist, not known for his offense yet, just a junior. Looking for a way to set the table and get on base here.
Little outside, 1-0.
Ideally staying out of the double play.
And hits it in the hole to short. This could be 2 to second for 1 to first. Got him. Oh, safe. Ooh. Nice stretch by Rivera. That was a close play at first. Looked like a bang-bang play, but they do get the fielder's choice 6-4.
Outstanding start to the double play by Jean Carlos and a great turn by Jose Suarez. Excellent stretch by Ribeiro. Unfortunately, the umpire more kind to Canterbury on that call.
And that's a ball in the hole. It's a tough play, but they really made it look easy, did Westwood. So 2 outs, runner at first for Brent O'Neill, who has walked and struck out. Canterbury, though, not really moving anyone over. The runner's still at first, but now 2 outs.
To be honest, Marty, if I didn't know any better, wearing the color blue they are, and I just looked up, I would have thought I was watching that spring training game out there. That looked very professional on that attempt to turn to 2.
And the Mets wearing the blue and the orange letters there and numerals out in the field beyond here. In the dirt to O'Neill, it's 2-0. St. Lucie Mets went to Lakeland last week and play the Flying Tigers. Now they're heading to Daytona to play the Cubs on their 8-day trip as they're away during this FHSAA tournament. There you go. New team, the Charlotte Stone Crabs. That's a good name. Affiliated with the Rays.
Must be around lunch hour. You mentioning that makes me feel a little hungry already.
Same here. Chop to second. Tough play backing up, but a nice play there by Suarez. And a good throw to first in time. Gets O'Neill for the 3rd out in the bottom of the 6th. Canterbury gets a leadoff single, but nothing doing. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We go to the 7th. Westwood Christian 4, Canterbury 1 in our 2A semifinal here on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie in 1 minute.
Fans, coming up later today in a Class 1A semifinal at 1 o'clock, Union County takes on Hillard. At 4 p.m., another Class 1A semifinal, Bozeman versus Holmes County. And at 7 p.m., a Class 2A semifinal, All Saints Academy versus Trinity Christian.
All right, to the top of the 7th we go. Marty Palman and Mark Schambeck with you from Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie, the 2A semifinals on the FHSAA network, the 2012 FHSAA baseball finals here in Port St. Lucie. Westwood Christian 4, Canterbury 1 as the home plate umpire is...
Well, we're talking during the break about our first batter.
We're waiting on the
Jean Carlos Cardenas.
Jean Carlos Cardenas, yes, signed with Barry University.
Well, depending on his signability, which simply means will he sign for the number that they would pick him in the draft, the slotted draft nowadays, not quite as volatile. Any player drafted beyond the 10th round can only receive a maximum signing bonus of $100,000 unless a team wants to go into the call it the luxury tax pool.
1-0 is hit to first, and the play made down there by Harrison Hall. He'll step on the bag himself for the out, and Cardenas 1 for 4 today. 1 out here in the 7th, but he is, according to Coach Louis Padron, really thinks he'll be drafted somewhere in the 8th to 15th round, which in that case
puts him on that bubble.
Yeah, and he is signed with Barry, but I kind of got the feeling that he would like to go play pro ball. Here's Jose Suarez, the second baseman, 0 for 3 with an RBI. Takes the pitch outside, 1-0 from Jake Holsinger, who has gone on the way for the Crusaders in this game, allowed 7 hits and 4 runs. But the 4 errors for Canterbury have been very costly. 1-0. This is low and outside, 2-0. 10 minutes to noon. A reminder, our next game gets going at 1 o'clock. We move to Class 1A as Union County, Lake Butler Union County takes on Hilliard. Hilliard making its first ever appearance in the state baseball finals. And then another 1A semifinal at 4 o'clock between Bozeman out of Panama City. And as it's popped up, catch made there.
Well, 2 quick outs there for Holsinger. He's done a fine job, giving up 3 unearned runs in the game.
There's the other team, Bozeman, Holmes County, that's who they're playing. And Bozeman making its first appearance in the FHSAA finals. 2 outs is the catch made there by Rich McClure, and it'll be Anthony Peñas. Anthony Peñas has reached base 3 times today. Single, double, hit by a pitch. 2 for 2 officially. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch from Holsinger. Breaking pitch is in for a strike. It's 0-1.
I just thought of a new category. If you got up 5 times, a full cycle, we'll call it, would be a single, double, triple home run and a hit by a pitch.
0-1 in the dirt as Hughes gets in front of it. 1-1. Well, the folks behind the Canterbury dugout are just hanging out in the sun. A lot of folks on this first base side in the shade. It's 84 degrees according to the scoreboard in left field as we approach the noon hour. Hit to short. McClure has it. And over to first. A little low throw, but Hall makes the scoop. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Holsinger and Canterbury in the top of the 7th. So Canterbury needs 3 to tie and 4 to win. We go to the bottom of the 7th of our 2A semifinal. Westwood Christian 4 and Canterbury 1 here on the FHSAA network. Back to Port St. Lucie for the bottom of the 7th in 1 minute.
It's like we're going to have a pinch hitter.
No. All right, we go to the bottom of the 7th, and Canterbury down to their last 3 outs. They're going to have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. We'll have a pinch hitter for the DH David Siegel. Hunter Tomko, who is listed number 20 today in the lineup, will lead it off for Canterbury in the bottom of the 7th. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Westwood Christian. 1 run, 3 hits, 4 errors for Canterbury.
Tomko, just a sophomore, right-handed batter. His job, number 1, is not to do anything. Do not extend the strike zone. Don't swing at balls outside. Trying to get on base any way you can. Of course, he's got his moment in the sun. He's been waiting patiently. He's going to want to swing that bat.
135 on the year, 3 RBIs, 37 at bats, 5 hits, and 4 runs scored. As Danny Garcia will try to finish off a complete game and move Westwood Christian on to the 2A state championship game tomorrow night at 7:05 against the winner of our late semifinal tonight between All Saints Academy and Deltona Trinity Christian. First pitch, a ball outside, 1-0. Both these teams making their first appearances in the FHSAA finals. Westwood Christian and Canterbury. Westwood Christian out of Miami, Canterbury from St. Petersburg. 2-0 now. Garcia falls behind Tomko.
Tomko off the plate, susceptible to the outside strike.
That is right down the middle for a strike, 2-1.
Okay.
John Tunstall, pardon me, on deck.
Tunstall's been on base a couple times today.
Yeah, twice in fact, with a walk and a single and 2 at bats. Swing and a miss by Tomko, and now it's quickly 2-2.
Tomko a little late on that cut. Garcia seems to have him overmatched.
And timeout called by Dave Smith, who was down at the third base coach's box. Now he's going to head. Oh, he didn't have his helmet. Got to wear those helmets now. You can't wear the hats anymore on the field in the coach's box. We've had some tragic accidents happen with coaches. One I remember involving swing and a miss. Scott Coolball, I believe, was the coach. As Tomko swings and misses for strike 3. So after getting ahead 2-0, Tomko strikes out. And that is now the 6th strikeout for Garcia, 1 out in the 7th. So that'll bring up Tunstall. We mentioned he singled and walked. He's 1 for 1 today.
Garcia just the 1 blemish in the first inning.
That was the leadoff hitter in the game, Jake Holsinger, who singled, later came in on an error.
The error was actually on Garcia himself. Trying to field the bunt, was it not?
No, it was on Cardenas actually.
Okay.
This is outside and it's 2-0. Shortstop.
Forgive me, Marty. The games are blending together.
No, it was a tough play I remember in the hole, and he made the throw to first that got in the line. That allowed the run to score. That's in for a strike, 2-1. So that is the only run scored today way back in the first inning for Canterbury. 2-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on. Crusaders down to their final 2 outs as the pitch up high, now 3-1 on deck is Jake Holsinger, the top of the order for Canterbury.
No, Garcia will likely turn the ball over tomorrow if they hold here.
3-1 is popped up and in fair territory. The catch made by the first baseman Rivera, and once again Tunstall got ahead but couldn't get a base hit there. He pops it up. He's out for the first time today. 2 outs, and it's up to Jake Holsinger.
Tomorrow's starter likely to be Nestor Lorenzo.
Nestor Lorenzo,
for Westwood,
who has been the DH today for Westwood Christian. So 1 more out needed for the Warriors to move on to the state championship game. Holsinger has singled, struck out, and reached on a fielder's choice. He's 1 for 3. Also scored the only run of the game in the first inning and a stolen base as well. First pitch outside, 1-0. We will turn it over to 1A in a little more than an hour from now at 1 o'clock as Lake Butler Union County will play Hilliard.
Ballpark's a little hush, waiting for something good to happen to cheer about it for the Canterbury crowd.
2-0 the count as it misses high.
Westwood crowd just patiently waiting for that final out so they can explode with enthusiasm.
Strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1. They didn't like the last call to the Westwood fans. But now back for a strike, and it's 2-1. Garcia's pitch on the way is outside, ball 3. Rich McClure on deck. Then you get to a more dangerous part of this Canterbury order, McClure and Thomas and Hall, if you can get some runners on base. But 3-1 now the count to Holsinger. And fouled back to the screen, and now it's full 3-2, and Canterbury down to its last strike.
All the infielders playing well behind their normal positions, looking to keep every ball in front of them.
3-2 the count, nobody on, 2 outs. Garcia trying to finish off Canterbury. Ball 4, missed outside.
That last out seems to always be the toughest to get.
The 4th walk of the game for Danny Garcia. He's also hit 1. And he has 6 strikeouts tonight as well. 2 outs still. There's Rich McClure. He has struck out, grounded to second and walked, 0 for 2.
Garcia is forced to go from the stretch. Seems to be more comfortable in the windup. Been very effective all day, though, either way.
And to the stretch. The pitch on the way. It's down the middle for a strike, 0-1.
First baseman conceding second base, not holding the runner on. Holsinger still down 3 runs, playing cautious, doesn't want to get picked off on some kind of a freak pickoff play.
Holsinger at first with 2 outs. The 0-1 on the way is in for a strike as well, and now it's 0-2. So Garcia gets ahead of Rich McClure. And now again, Westwood Christian needs 1 more strike. Garcia to the stretch. Looks in. There goes the runner. The pitch is outside, 1-2, and on the defensive indifference, Holsinger down to second base. One does not matter. Canterbury trailing it by 3, 4-1.
Best thing it does is takes away a forced play for an easy out at second base on a ground ball leading shortstop or second baseman toward the bag.
And now another 1-2 on the way from Garcia. McClure, did he check his swing? He did not. They'll have to make the throw to first to complete the strikeout, and they do. Westwood Christian has won the game 4-1 as Cedeno completes the throw to first for the strikeout, 7th strikeout of the game for Danny Garcia. And the Warriors celebrating on the field.
That's one of the more subdued celebrations we've seen so far for the championships. Almost a
you get the
foregone conclusion they expected to win today.
Now Luis Padron, in fact, telling his team, let's go shake their hands, and we got another game to win, and that's the thing they do. They have not won the state championship yet, so maybe they know there are bigger celebrations to come as Westwood Christian,
absolutely,
19-5, will play for the 2A state championship tomorrow night at 7:05 against the winner of our second semifinal tonight in 2A between Winter Haven All Saints Academy and Deltona Trinity Christian. For Canterbury, their first ever appearance in the FHSAA semifinals. Their season ends at 18-12. You see the totals: 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Westwood Christian Warriors, 1 run, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Canterbury Crusaders. So that's going to do it for our coverage of this 2A semifinal. If you'd like to buy a DVD of this game or any game of the 2012 FHSAA Baseball Finals, be sure to go to FHSAAsports.com. That's FHSAAsports.com. For Mark Schambach and our entire crew here in Port St. Lucie, I'm Marty Paulman saying so long. This has been a production of the FHSAA Network and Play On Sports. The final again, Westwood Christian 4, Canterbury 1. Stay tuned at 1 o'clock. The 1A semifinal, Union County and Hilliard. Mike Rideout will bring you that game. So long for now from Port St. Lucie.
High School, the Trevor Coast Sports Commission, Digital Domain Park, and the Florida High School Athletic Association. Thank you for attending the 2012.